Britain needs a velvet revolution. The political class in our country has squandered our trust, brought Parliament into disrepute, and burdened us with unprecedented mountains of debt. We now have the voice of comedian Russell Brand shouting loud and clear about the injustices of the system that serves the few at the expense of the many. His intervention is timely and brings the issue of our malformed democratic system into centre stage. Let us hope he keeps the momentum up and doesn't walk away now that he's stirred the mud. He would be easy to dismiss as naive and utopian, but to do so would be a mistake. He needs to be encouraged to carry on shouting so that many more hear his message. What is lacking with Mr. Brand is any sense of how to begin this revolution. This is where my proposal of a velvet revolution takes up that challenge. Mr. Brand extols us not to vote for candidates in the forthcoming general election in May 2015. However, to do that would be a mistake and a lost opportunity. He's wrong on this point at least. Boycotting the system will not will it into oblivion, as he believes or hopes. In the forthcoming general election, we will have the opportunity to show all politicians what we really think of them. I'm proposing we get rid of every sitting MP now in Parliament, every one of them. Moreover, there's a way of achieving this. We, the electorate, can do this by voting for new, independent candidates, people who have never held political office before at any level, either national or local politics. We ignore completely all candidates associated with any political party. We do not waste our vote on any one of them. Instead, we vote for the independent candidates. We have to encourage these new independent candidates to stand for election. It would be helpful if Mr. Russell Brand took up this idea and used his media appeal to promote this idea nationally. This would lead to his new future. This would become a velvet revolution. We do not need these new independent candidates to have any specific policy ideas or any personal agenda. We just want them to stand for change and give the nation an opportunity to achieve that change. Can you imagine voting this time for Labour or the Conservatives or for the Liberals? What a waste of your vote. By voting for any of the main parties, you are telling them you approve of them, you support what they stand for, you like what they've done for Britain. And that can't be true, can it? Do you seriously want the Conservatives to take over from the coalition? Do you really want Labour to have another 5 years running our country the way it did in the past? If you vote for the Liberals, won't that just give us more of the same? Or if you vote UKIP because that feels like a protest vote, will that just lead to the same broken system but with just another slant? Their difference is not different enough. None of the parties is promising us a new Britain, fit for the 21st century. All they argue about is how they intend to spend our taxes and increase our national debt and keep things broadly as they are, with them wielding power over us. But in 60 years of party politics, can you name one policy or one public service that deserves more of that same approach? Where can you point and say with hand on heart, we really have that area of public life working really well on behalf of those it serves? Can you say that? Because I can't. Isn't it time for something much more radical? Time for a huge shake-up right down to our very foundations. Should we be afraid of this velvet revolution? Well, it must be true that this velvet revolution would bring to the country the greatest upheaval since the Second World War. However, I say it will be a positive upheaval. If we were to elect 650 independent MPs with no allegiance to any party, we will have no idea how that will turn out. That much we can agree. There will be chaos, no doubt, in Parliament as these bewildered new MPs turn their minds to the task of re-engineering Britain. Progress will be slow and faltering. You cannot expect anything else following such a major event. It would be a political earthquake. Nothing will ever be the same. And that's good. Britain needs a new dynamic. To use Mr. Brand's own words, a new paradigm. But we can say with some certainty that independent MPs will quickly learn how to cooperate in order to get new policies into action. And that cooperation is surely better than the conflict between opposing forces that deliver nothing but mediocrity at best and unacceptable levels of service at worst. Let us not worry how long this new breed of MPs takes to work out policy direction. The country will still operate as it does now, with the professional civil service in control, the defence forces and police working exactly as they do now, all our public services functioning just as they do now. Do not allow vested interests inside the establishment pretend otherwise or attempt to make you afraid of a potential breakdown in society. Stay strong and vote for the independent candidate wherever, whoever she or he may be. By voting for independent candidates, we will end the current party political system that has served the few so well, but the many so badly. Modern party politics has delivered 60 years of conflict between opposing ideas and nearly brought the nation to its knees. One party says X is a good idea, the other parties say X is a bad and stupid idea. This conflict maintains the status quo, and that is not what we need anymore. We need independent minds working together for a consensus view that holds the interest of our nation as a whole at its heart. The ideological battles will still rage between individual MPs, but without the tyranny of the party machine manipulating their thoughts and behaviours. Minds will shift and morph into practical politics acceptable to a majority of those elected and independent MPs, and therefore will be acceptable to a majority of the British people. So a challenge to Russell Brand: keep the debate raging, but focus on the need for independent candidates to stand at the next general election, and encourage the nation to be brave enough to vote for them. You have 18 months to drive home the message. Feel the establishment quake, and then watch it crumble.